Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review! Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. Thank you for tuning in. Taco Bell. Do you even want to guess what they did? Do you want to guess? Because I got it wrong, and I'll just be upfront about that. I'll tell it like it is. I had tried to guess when I saw that they had a new release out, and I messed up. I got it wrong. I was so confident in what I thought that they had released that I never would have guessed it. So if you had guessed it, prepare to be blown away, because I most certainly was. They released the Nacho Fries once again. Wow! Who would have thought? This has got to be like the 16th time that they've done it at this point. But they did. It's back. It's back again for the ever so limited time before it'll be back again in a month or two. And I'll say it again. Why on earth the Nacho Fries aren't on the menu permanently at this point, I will never know. The appeal has worn off, but I didn't even want this to be a negative introduction. I just went there anyway. But the Nacho Fries are back once again, to no one's surprise, because they do this continually. However, because I thought there's no point in even trying the Nacho Fries again, it's pointless. However, there is something with the Nacho Fries that they did release this time around that is worth trying, and I got a lot of requests to try it out. So, in addition to just your regular Nacho Fries, they've also added, I think they just call these Nacho Fries, but essentially they're like loaded fries or cheese fries, for instance. You'll see in a moment. These are Taco Bell's Secret Aardvark Nacho Fries. I hope I got the name right. So that's what they call them. They're Secret Aardvark Nacho Fries. Apparently they are teaming up with I believe anyway, a hot sauce company out of Portland, Oregon. And the big appeal, and as you'll see in a moment, these fries are topped with a special Serrabanero Ranch sauce. And what that is a combination of serrano and habanero peppers, hence the name Serrabanero Ranch sauce. There's a ranch sauce with these two hot peppers therein. Likewise, you have the fries themselves. Then you can get it topped with a meat. Now, a lot of the time, it is paired with their slow roasted chicken. That's what I got as well. It also comes with nacho cheese, pico de gallo, and a 3-cheese blend. But again, the big appeal for this particular nacho fry is the special Serrabanero Ranch sauce, which is supposed to pack quite a kick. And again, $6.70 for this. By itself, I should add. So, the lid here was such a pain to get off, so I already removed it. But as you can see, it actually is pretty photogenic. I'll give credit where credit is due. This is what it looks like. And you see right there what has that sort of greenish hue, because I think you could very distinctly tell, and I'll use this straw as a little pointer. See, that's the nacho cheese right there. And then that is that special ranch sauce, the greenish color. You could see some of the chicken mixed in, though, the nacho fries as the base, of course. The 3-cheese blend, and then the pico de gallo. But again, the big appeal is what you see there with that greenish color, the special hot sauce, the namesake of this. Secret Aardvark, mind you. It's not just your regular Aardvark nacho fries, but this is the Secret Aardvark. And, I got a lot of requests for this one, but I was scared initially. I really was. I thought, is this something I'm even supposed to do? Because I'm sure we all know by now the way that the world is, both, in governments and in business. there are a lot of secrets, right? There's a lot of classified information out there. Everything from Area 51 to, again, all sorts of guarded business secrets that a lot of companies and everything don't really want getting out. And this is secret. So I was worried at first, because they call it, secret nacho fries. Am I going to go too far when I try these out? Right? Do they even want you to know what exactly the Serrabanero Ranch sauce is? But, I took that leap of faith, and hopefully I'm not going to finish the review and then see some unmarked van outside or something, and then I'll get hauled off for disclosing what should never have been known. So I'm taking that leap, and if you're seeing this, then that means everything's good, and I survived. So now if I survived that, the unraveling of the secret aardvark and the nature of all of that, will I survive the hot peppers? Time will tell. So I'm going to try it out now. And this is usually pretty time consuming, so I'll probably pause the camera while I eat. But we will see. This could be... I've had good and bad experiences as far as these sorts of fries are concerned. It's going to be interesting, and it'll be very interesting to see how the sauce actually ends up being. So I'm going to get into that now, and then I'll get back to you with an assessment. So, the Secret Aardvark Nacho Fries from Taco Bell going in, and I'll be right back. Let you know how it is. Alright, so this blend of spice, first and foremost, and I'll show you, it was actually pretty thoroughly coated in it, which was good at least. There's a good amount of all that in there. But I gotta say, and maybe this is just me, and I want to preface it by saying that, because, I don't want to go all out and say something as though it's absolute when maybe it's just particular to, to how I am. It's just something to be aware of. Have you ever had something that's... Because there's different types of spice, right? And there's different reactions to different types of spice, where sometimes you'll have something and maybe you'll just feel like your mouth could be a little tingly or something, or there might be another where you might actually feel, like I know when I've had something really spicy, I'll almost feel like my head sort of rushes with blood or something. In this case, though, as I was having these, I noticed the spice immediately. I actually noticed it immediately upon contact with my lips, and they're actually still a little tingly from all the spice. But what I'm getting at is there's something about this that, as I swallowed it, it was like in the back of my throat, and it was really making me cough considerably. And again, I don't know if that's just me. Maybe that's just my problem, but I was just noticing that. It was like there was, I don't know, it's like the spice or some sort of note was just really irritating my throat, and I just kept coughing and coughing. And it's not as bad now, but even now I'm sort of fighting the urge to, for the sake of doing the review. That's not to say that it's bad, it's just a reaction that I noticed myself, and I don't know if that's something necessarily universal, or if it's just me. I'm not sure. This isn't... I don't really say that trying to say that this is the spiciest thing I've ever eaten, but it is considerably spicy. It is one of, I wouldn't say the hottest, but definitely one of the hotter, one of the spicier items I have had from Taco Bell. I could really notice especially the habanero pepper that's in this sauce. And here's the thing. As I was eating this, I was trying to, as I always do, examine the different notes and the different flavors and, the profile of each, and if it tastes good or if it doesn't. Sometimes there will be these items that you will get, and essentially the appeal is a certain novelty. And there may be ingredients there that, you can't really notice in the end. And it's more or less just get it for a certain appeal, and then that will be that. And if you want to get something that would be a hearty meal of sorts, maybe this isn't for you. That's how I interpret this sort of item. Because I will tell you this, So I took the first bite, and the first thing I immediately notice is the sauce. And as I mentioned, first thing I taste is just this wave of spice that is immediate. And as soon as it comes in contact, not even with my tongue yet, even just my lips, feel it a little tingly there. But then it hits my tongue, and then it sort of permeates my mouth just on contact. Anything that it touches essentially then registers the spice. And then, then I feel it on my tongue, and then as I, of course, swallow it, then it starts materializing as an aftertaste. But then the spice worked its way up into my throat, and that's when I had that coughing fit, and it was very persistent. It was not just with that one bite, it was with every bite. So maybe that's just me. But afterward, the spice, it took a while to dissipate. I still even feel it as a bit of an aftertaste. But here's what I'm getting at. This is one of those items where essentially almost all the ingredients are irrelevant. I couldn't tell you what the pico de gallo tastes like because I couldn't taste it. I couldn't even really tell you what the quality of the chicken was, or even much more to it, because it's one of those situations where the spice is so pronounced, it is so overwhelmingly evident, it is so strong, that it outweighs everything else. That you're not even really going to notice. I certainly didn't really care. I was just thinking, oh gosh, it's so spicy, and I was then I was having that coughing fit. I couldn't really notice at all what the nacho cheese and how that went with the chicken and all of that. So when I look at these sorts of situations where the spice is all that you could really taste, I think to myself, this is more of a novelty item because I'm thinking you can't really taste. I mean, it looked good, and it's complete. Obviously, all the ingredients are there, and you could clearly see that. But as far as what could really be tasted, I could notice the textures of the different components. I could tell what was a fry, and what was a piece of tomato, let's say, and what was a piece of chicken, and all of that. And I could taste very, very, very mildly what was what. But nothing really came together because all that was at the forefront of my mind, and what would undoubtedly, I feel, be at the forefront of yours if you got this, is the spice. So that makes me think that even though this was a complete item, the appeal of this is the spice. And that's it. I was almost going to cough some more. Thankfully, I think that washed. Hopefully it did, anyway. But, I just say that because I just think this is just the appeal. It's a novelty item. If you want to go out and you want to try the special Blessed Aardvark sauce, or it's the secret Aardvark, that's Serrabanero Ranch sauce, as they call it, then this is an excuse to go out and go do that, It's like, okay, I can get this and I'll see how hot it is, and I could try out this, limited time sauce as it's available at Taco Bell. And, you'll really notice the heat. It's a hot item. It's very, very spicy. But as far as going into this to say, all right, I'm going to get a real full meal of all these nacho fries, and I'm really going to get this for the chicken, right? And that's not going to happen. You're not even going to really be able to taste anything aside from the sauce. And the sauce tastes good, all things considered. It's just, you can't even really notice it. It has that little bit of a ranch note to it. I mean, you could tell that it is a ranch-based sauce. Definitely has that little bit of a zestiness to it. But, again, all you're really going to be focusing on is the spice. And that's for the duration. And I know this might not be the most complete sounding review, but that's really all that there is to talk about here. The fact that it's really spicy, and the spice is very long-lasting, but that's about it. This is one of those items that, okay, I could sort of make out some of the texture of the fries and the pico de gallo, but I'm not really sitting here even noticing how cheesy this is, because that's all covered up by the spice. So, you're not going to notice too much else. if you're getting this, and here's where I leave things with. Because what's the point in trying to even talk it when you're not going to notice it? You're not going to notice any of this stuff. So understand this going in. If you are getting this item simply as a novelty, you're going to be happy with it. If you're getting this for the spice factor, if you want to try out what the aardvark sauce tastes like, then go out and get it. I think you'll be impressed by it. If you're interested in just something spicy from Taco Bell, I think it'll be to your liking. But if you go out and get this because you're really interested, more so than the spice, let's say the chicken with a pico de gallo, and you just want to enjoy those fries with a little bit of spice, then you're going to be let down because you're not really going to notice any of that. You're just going to notice the spice, and that's about it. And you're not really going to be able to notice how cheesy it is, or the chicken, or the tomato, or any of that. You're just going to notice the spice. And that's all that you're really going to notice. So understand going in, this is a novelty. This is a novelty item to market this special sauce. And understand that going in. If that's what you're interested in it, then it'll be, again, to your liking. But otherwise, then save the $6.70 and get something else. Because otherwise, that's all you're going to notice. And then you probably won't be all too happy with it. So, understanding that it is a novelty item, it accomplishes its mission. It's supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to be really hot, and it is. Definitely one of the hotter items I've had from Taco Bell, and it is a really long-lasting spice. To be honest, an annoying spice, quite frankly. I probably wouldn't get it again because the spice was more trouble than it was worth to me anyway. But I would be willing to say maybe that's just me. But, I probably wouldn't get this again because it wasn't all that enjoyable to me. To sit here and have a coughing fit after every bite, I'm not very fond of that. There's plenty of things I could get that are plenty spicy and I don't have to deal with this. But, again, maybe that's just me and I'm not going to really make that a big deal. So I would just conclude this by saying it's not for everyone. Real spicy, though. But understand that it is a novelty item. However, factoring everything in, they wanted it to be hot, and it is, so therefore out of 10, I'm going to be giving the Taco Bell Secret Aardvark Nacho Fries, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10, because I think they intended for this to be a novelty, that it is, successfully. They still are quite spicy, that was the goal, and nothing tastes bad, it's just a little annoying if you ask me, and maybe that's just me. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, the Report of the Week. This item, not for everyone, but if you want the spice, go out and get it, and that's all. Take care.